sitten. Okei, mahtavaa iltaa kaikille ja lokakuun puolessavälissä melkein ollaan. Tiimi-zoomia taas ja spessuilta. Mä en vie tästä alusta enempää, koska mä en tiedä tarkkaan mitä tulevan pitää, vaan siirrän ja katsotaan vähän noita käytännön juttuja, kampanjoita ja ajankohtaisia hommia tuossa seuraavan session jälkeen, mutta meillä on tosi mielenkiintoinen ilta luvassa ja mä siirrän tahtipuikon director Olli Mustoselle. Ole hyvä.
Kiitoksia Black Crown Manu Rekola. Ja tässä vaiheessa kieli vaihtuu suomesta englanniksi, koska meidän tähtivieraamme ymmärtääkseni ei puhu suomea. So as far I understood, Mr. Javier de Miguel Coll, is it okay if we speak English instead of Finnish?
For me, better. I don't understand Finnish, but English I do.
All right. So warmly welcome. We are so happy to get one of the company's, I dare to say, highest achievers, Royal Ambassador Javier de Miguel Coll to our Finnish weekly Zoom. So this is an honor, and we really appreciate your precious time.
It's my honor to be with you guys, and I love to see some cameras here, see some familiar faces. Petri, I say Jerry, how are you? Of course, Mr. Manu, and thank you for the invitation. And then yeah, let's see if we can put some cameras. It's always nice to see each other.
Exactly. In weekly director calls, Hilde always started. Please put on your cameras so I can see your beautiful faces. So I encourage you guys to do the same as well.
Yeah, we can do the same because Javier is here, so we can show our respect to you guys. You can see what Finns really look like.
Exactly.
Hey, nice.
So Javier, where are you located at the moment?
Right now I'm in Dubai.
Dubai. Okay. So you live there permanently? Or is anything permanent?
Yeah, no, we travel quite a lot. So I spend like 4 or 5 months of the year in Spain, and the rest we travel quite often. But also my second home is here in Dubai, and then actually on the 28th we're gonna fly to Mexico, and we're gonna be there for 6 weeks before we go also to the US for 2 weeks.
Okay. Is this the main idea of is business building, if I understood?
Yeah.
That sounds like life that many of us are probably interested in. But should we go back to the very beginning? Many of us have heard your story, but maybe you could quite briefly share that how and why Zinzino.
Yeah. So as I was saying before, it's an honor, pleasure be with you guys, and I'm super blessed with everything that is happening with Zinzino, and actually I can it's so funny now when see people getting ranks or start getting some level of success. We always believe things has been maybe easy or always had it, and we always can compare or whatever. And I would say I was actually the best in the school from the bottom. I was not so good in the school. They invited me to leave. Actually after that I had the opportunity to go to the US. I did my last year of high school in the US. My English teacher was saying that I was actually gonna waste my time to go there because I was not able to say one single word. And I remember when I was doing English exam, because I put my name where the same name and my last name where the same last name, I was getting 1 point out of 10. And then because if no, I would have always 0. And my teachers say if I go there, I was only going to waste time and money, and then I was never going to succeed at anything like this. So why not just get a job and then start getting into that career and or do anything. So, and then I went to the US. I did my high school. As you guys see, I learned some English. Not perfect, but some. I went to the UK. I spent like a couple of years there. I was working, I was studying, and then I was okay. I'm working, and I love traveling. I want to have more financial stability. How I can combine the both of them. So I put it together and say, okay, how I can travel and make money. I decided to become a study pilot. And I went to Ibiza to save up some money through the season. So working on a resort, and then I went to Madrid to do my aviation courses. So I started going through my aviation courses. I really enjoyed going with small Cessnas and Pipers, as you know, small planes. That was so much fun. But then I started going into the instrumental classes, and I was like, oof, is this really what I'm gonna do? I feel like I was going to do checklist after checklist after checklist. That I was going to travel, but not really enjoy where I was going. And nothing wrong and nothing against that, but I feel I was going to be a taxi driver, a bus driver, or cargo with wings. That actually I was not going to be able to experience the places I wanted to go, or that was going. And I really believe in automation. I think sooner or later, what a machine is going to be able to do, they will do it. Because I would say, you know, it's one of the segments in the aviation is accidents. And then with the accidents, one of the things is sure is 95% of the accidents is human errors. So if it's 95% human errors, you want to have more safety, so you're going to put more machinery. So I don't know, that for me, it was very enough for start looking for doing something. And I start looking for alternatives to start making money online. I want to become this digital nomad, or whatever now it's called, and it's super fancy or whatever. But so I start researching and looking into doing something. And then it was so funny because I started reading Read That for that, I start getting into personal development, I start getting into financial development. And then they always was talking about this amazing profession of network marketing. And for me, it was kind of shocking because the first time I heard about this industry, it was when I was living in the US. And actually I become super negative. You know, the first time I was go approach, a person called me and say, "Hey, Javier, let's make money like Jesus did." What do you mean? Yeah, you get 12 disciples. These 12 get another 12 disciples. You know, after 2,000 years, we continue talking about him. I'm like, what type of code you join? So I became very negative. He was saying it's the American way, it's the M way. And so I don't know, I closed down. Every year I have like a friend showing me another type of business, even was like organic gold or was like for life, you know, many different companies. And I was like, no, 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 no. And then I read a book from multi-millionaire talking super highly about this industry. And I would say, I'm not smart at all, but I can do 1+1. And I was like, okay, I have minus 20,000 euros through my studies, and I'm very negative to this industry. And this guy is a multi-millionaire, like he has a company creates over 10 or 20 millions a year. And he talks super highly about this industry. Something I'm not doing right. So I'm gonna start investigating and start looking into this amazing profession. And I start seeing great names endorsing. And for me, one of the person who really inspired me, it was Richard Branson. He is a person who has like every business that you believe is possible to have, he has it. And he actually said one of the best ways to jump into entrepreneurship is network marketing. So like, okay, I maybe have to do my, you know, I can do something. So I call a friend, and I say, hey, I want to listen what you're doing, but not from you, actually from somebody who has actually started getting some results. I start seeing an opportunity. I didn't join. It took me 4 months more to join, and then I joined, and 9 months after, the company closed down. So we're like, oops, that was an amazing experience. But you know what happened there? I already bought the dream. I already bought the vision. I already bought what was possible. And actually, I shared last year in an annual event. It took me 4 months to make my first $20. And sometimes we have to see what people don't see, because with these first $20, I start jumping like crazy. I was like, woo. And I was actually visiting my mom, and when I made this first $20, and it was like, Javier, what is happening? Why are you so excited? You winning lottery or something? And we had it up, and I was like, look, mom, $20. And she's very sarcastic. She went to her purse, opened it, give me 20 euros and say, keep the change. 20 euros is more than $20. And I remember I say to her, no, you don't understand. If I can do it one time, I can do it 1,000 times. That means 20,000 euros a month. And the funny thing, crazy thing happened, when you believe and also nobody else believe it, exactly same month, 5 years later, I made my first $20,000 month in the industry. So, but saying this, I actually first had this experience, and then I joined another company. I was 23, 24, and I joined with anti-aging products company, and it was over 160 euros a month. So I didn't really build there, but it was like, okay, enough. I had a fun. I had another run, but there I met one guy that you got all know, or you guys know, Marco Pasamante. And he actually called me and said, Javier, I've been funding a company for 6 years, for 7 years, I've been on the funders. I want you to come here and check it out if it's something for you. So after two very high, disappointments, I said to him, okay, I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna go because of you. I trust you, I believe in you. I didn't believe in myself in that moment. I had two bad experience. It's like, for example, how many of us we've been in a bad relationship, one, and then we got into another bad relationship. Then of course you're a little bit hurt. You're a little bit like hesitating. It's like, I don't know if it's gonna be the one, or you start putting more, mental barriers to yourself. So actually, I remember I went there. I arrived a couple minutes late because my plane was delayed, and I sit down on the back, and I was like this, like they're always gonna say the same thing. They're the best. They have the best products. They're doing amazing. Like we all have seen this, and one thing I start loving, it was very honest. They start saying, we're not the smarters here. We don't have every solution, but we're gonna learn from our mistakes, and we're gonna continue growing and improving. So I love that approach. I love actually when I started talking about the test, because one of the first things I love when I heard about the test, it was incredible, the first test, because number one, if you actually need it, but the second test is that's where I fall in love, because I didn't see before any company putting a test themselves, their products every time, completely independent and completely anonymous, if actually the products works or not. So first, they're gonna say, okay, let's see if you need the product. But second, we're gonna see if actually we can accomplish the promise that we give you with the products. So when I understand that concept, it was a game changer. I really understood. It was like, this is gonna be something bigger than anything else in the market. So the heart was there, and I think many of you have seen this. So the heart was there, but maybe the marketing was not there yet. The color, the brown colors of the back office. Some of you remember.
Exactly. So totally different company.
Yeah. And now when we look for like how the company's been developing to where we are right now, I would say right now, when together with everything, we are the hardest, the best company in the market by far. Together with the products, together with the comp plan, together with the marketing tools, together with the outlooks, what we have, nothing is more sexier of what we have. That's why we start getting more and more attention out there of what is happening with Zinzino. And having the Scandinavian heart to going around the world, because when we travel more and we talking about this concept, people love Scandinavians. They actually understand if you come from Scandinavia, it's a high quality things. So it was a long answer to the question why Zinzino right now. When it comes to the vision, the mission, and what the company is doing in order to accomplish all the goals, is nothing is going to stop in the way to make this the #1 company in preventing health by far, and #1 in the industry by far.
Awesome. Thank you for this comprehensive answer. You've had, I guess, we can speak later about your goals and so on, but you have so far already reached quite a success. But what have been the biggest problems, challenges during your years in Zinzino?
It's been many, and actually one of the things. Let me see if I can share. Customers,
Manu, can you make him a co-host?
Yes, you are a co-host now.
Awesome. So as I say, I didn't have like a very fast run. So I was very, very slow at first. So I think every time you're gonna grow your business to the level that you can actually believe as well, and then actually your skill sets they can grow with. And many times we hit a high and we can go low in that sense, is because something here it has happened that you need to learn from that experience. Same thing here and same thing everywhere. So when you are in a plateau or downhill, because we all go through downhills and plateau moments and things like this, we can always start thinking and tracking, okay, what I can do better, how we can adapt, how I can level up myself. And that's why when one of the things I focus always is things happen for me. It not happen for me, it happens to me in order to grow and develop and learn something. So one of the first blockages, as you see, for way too long, I have fear of success. I don't come from a very rich family. Also, I don't come from a poor family, but actually I say where I'm born is completely different from how I grew up. Actually, when with the family I born, it was like we had a country house, we had a boat, we had amazing things. My parents divorced, and my mom need to work for, take care of 4 of us. She never worked before in the entire life. And she actually put the shoes and go out there and make it happen and give us everything that we actually needed. And then later, I had that fear of, okay, what if I make it and I lose it all? What if I start having success and I lose everything? So I had that fears. And then also later, I found out, because this is actually now I can share like this easily, but it's a lot of work, personal work that you need to do into yourself and reaching out. What is this root? What is the things? What is these blockages? So you can work on it. And then also I found another blockage. I was stuck on a diamond season, and every time I couldn't go higher because I was putting out of time. I bought the promises of receiving income, having money coming to you without working. I was like, I work 24/7 and making 4,000. If I calculate per hour, I work like a minimum wage. I remember having this call with Marco and with Orion and like, what is happening? What I'm doing wrong, right? And then I was putting myself a block into my business. Why? Because I was not developing other leaders. I'm not developing all the people. I needed to be in control. I needed to understand what is happening. I needed to be, I'm going to go there. I'm going to help you there. I'm going to serve you there, and I wanted to be everywhere, omnipresence, and I cannot be, right? So now also to be let go, to understand we are here to get people the tools so they can go out there and build their business. I'll say we are like the driver instructor. We don't want the driver instructor our entire life together with us. Like, imagine, I don't want to ask to everybody, like, why you all the things you have done in a car, but like, imagine all the things, all the trips, all the like experience you had in the cars. You always want to have your teacher next to you, looking everything you do? For sure not. So we need to become the driving instructor. We need to give them the tools. We need to teach them how to look into the things, how to, you know, look at the mirrors, how to manage the car. But then we need to let the people fail. We need to let people to make mistakes. We need to let the people to develop so they can grow as well. And then I was actually, you know, as I was saying this, I was auto-sabotaging myself, because at the end of the day, I didn't have a college, university degree. I did it because aviation is courses. Like
Yeah.
it's not universities. It's you do multiple courses, and that way you can fly. So it's like a driving lessons. But and then my uncle is a doctor. My father, he ended up one of the highest positions in the military. And then I started seeing them. They have studied so much in their life, and I was like, I'm gonna be making more money than them. It's impossible for my mind. So I was pushing myself down, and I was trying to control all the things because my own fears and my own insecurities. So I needed to learn this. I needed to learn let go, and I needed to learn people need to it's okay to make mistakes. It's like, for example, a kid one sometimes they're gonna hit to a wall. If they hit it to a wall, they say, okay, now you're not gonna hit it again, right?
Yeah.
But if we always try to protect it, then the day we are not there to look at, they're gonna hit that wall, like smack them, maybe open their head so big, because we've been actually been overprotecting too much. So the partners, we need to be there to support, to help, but at the end of the day, it's their own business, it's their own responsibility. Also, I faced recently, actually, it was not that long ago, it was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to value myself a bit more, because also I let other people dramas in the team to overcome and take it from me. And at the end of the day, we're not like we're not coaches, so we can coach, we can guide, we can help them, but at the end of the day, I'm not a psychologist. I cannot go through, you know, a psychology process. I needed to learn to say people, okay, you need therapy. Actually, I sent a lot of people on my team to therapy, because we all have things. And I needed to understand to the problems from the people on my team. I cannot put it on me, because the thing, my energy drying, and if my energy dries, I cannot put all my emotion and all my energy into all the people they need it. So understanding that part as well, it's super important, and actually it was very hard, because I have a very pleasing personality. So if somebody comes with things, I need to, you know, I need to do the extra mile to support, to help, and to do the things. But at the end of the day, I would really help in that way. I would really help in when we solve everybody's problem. No, we are not. So understanding as well, people need to go through their journey. So that was for me, it was also like self-respect and self-love. It was actually super important in the last year. And also one of the things as well has been a huge learning, as you see, all the downs,
Yeah.
multiple things, to have a continuously systematic and a structure ongoing for of activities. We're not tracking results, we're tracking activities, because activities is what they're going to lead to results. So if somebody, for example, comes to coaching, the first thing I need to know is how's the pipeline look like? How many presentations, how many follow-ups, how many reach outs they have done the last week and the week before and the month before. And because if there's none, I have to look for four things: either inspiration, maybe it's motivation, maybe it's a skill set, or inspiration, motivation, skill sets, and I'm missing one. But like, for example, sometimes we are not seeing the vision, so we need to work on the vision. We need to work, maybe they are overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. So maybe somebody is overwhelmed. They have so many things on the plate, so they need to learn how to get organized. And they want the least is the how-tos. Some people, they are so afraid they don't know how to do things, they're stopping themselves on what they're doing. So if we track activities, we can focus on what these 4 pillars is missing, so we can actually dig into them, so we actually can go back into action mode. And then we need to talk with people at the end of the day. This is a business, so we need to treat it as a business, or at least treat it like a job. So if we need job, sometimes we don't feel like it to go to job, but we need to do the check-in, check-out. Same thing here. Sometimes we don't feel like contacting. I'm actually I'm starting my new president-elect. I don't feel like contacting every single day, but I know I need to create this huge leg, and I need at least 40,000 credits in that leg, and it doesn't gonna come from, you know, from the sky. I need to invite, present, follow up myself, right? So things that we don't feel like it is most likely the most important thing that we need to do.
Exactly. What are your personal rules to yourself? What are your action goals for yourself for a week, for example?
It depending a lot on the processes. Right now we're in a 90-day run, so it's a higher tempo. When it comes to personal reach outs, is between 40 to around 40 reach outs a day in social media, either reaching out people that I had it before. My minimum goal is, because also I'm like running the new leg and everything, is to have a minimum of 7 to 10 personal meetings, plus having a team meeting from meetings for people of the team. So actually I'm always looking to run between 10 to 12 people that actually I'm taking to independency. So let's say, for example, Oli, I run you right now. So let's say you're brand new. So my goal, as we said before, is that you understand how to organize meetings, invite, present, and follow up, and then later close people and onboard people. You need to know the skill sets. But first, you're not going to do anything I'm not doing with you. So when we're going to do the list, we're going to do the list together. I'm going to be next to you. We're going to do the list together. The first list, I'm not going to go to 100, go 10-10 or 20-20. 10-10, 20-20, quick. You know, we need to put it in action right now. Okay, so we do 10-10, and immediately we go to invite. So we practice invitation. We do entire hour of whatever time we need in invitation together. Once you start getting the whole the hand into it, at least we're gonna get booking some invitation together a week, so you can fill up the entire week. Because as I say, I cannot expect to do anything without me if I'm not doing with you before. So then we book the meetings. First 5 to 10 meetings, I do 100% for you. You just listen. So first I do the presentation, you listen, then later you do the presentation, I listen. You make a mistake, I'm quiet. I don't say nothing. You know why? Because if I say something in the middle of the presentation, and that I can see a lot of the times, we kill that person. We kill the credibility of that person. So let's say you're presenting to Johnny, and Johnny is listening to you, and you are actually being edified, and is like, it makes sense everything you say. And I say, no, Ali, it's not like this. What I have done here, I kill your credibility. So in front of Johnny, that what it comes out of your mouth, it doesn't work. So actually my job as a sponsor is to lift you up. Oh yeah, you see, Oli has amazing information, have an amazing experience. He's starting right now, but wow, you see how he's holding everything. He understands everything. If you make a mistake later, we talk privately. Say, hey, Oli, you say this, and you know, we have to look at this, you know. But you know, always recognition in public, feedback in private. And so we start doing these presentations together, we start doing the follow-up, and then let's say that you introduce Jari. And now you have Jari in the business. So Jari, I'm gonna run him like I'm running personally, but you're gonna do involved with everything. So what has happened? Now Jari introduced Lisa. So Jari has introduced Lisa. Now Oli does all the process with Lisa. At the same time is training Jari, and I'm actually just listening. Actually, the moment Lisa start getting things and Oli understands everything, I'm out of the picture. Now I have one leg going. I don't need to be there. Of course, I need to support you. I need to do some coachings with you. I can, have conversations with you, but you understand the basics. You know how to invite, how to present, how to follow up. That's the only thing we need to focus. And then later, how to start a new partner. So if somebody is part-time, we need to have between 3 to 4 people that we are running like this. And if you are full-time, we should have between 10 to 12 people that we are running like this. Because at the end of the day, if we are doing like this all the time, we start getting people independence. And at the end, the key, as we'd say before, when I was saying my presentation, I understand the key was to create residual income. So how am I going to be creating residual income if I don't get the tools? And that way I understand the whole process. I do it with them. They can do it, and then later can duplicate the process with other people without me. So then now, Oli, he's in control, and he can build a team. Let's say he go to Australia and he builds a huge team, and I don't need to be there.
That's so great, because I think many of this Zoom have made this mistake to be the superstar everywhere and not letting the people to make the mistakes and letting the duplication happening, as you just very well described. There are lots of new partners in this Zoom, and I think in the beginning the main task to learn is how to invite. Do you agree?
100% invite and focus on the fast start process.
Maybe you could give a few hints about inviting.
Invitation, yeah, absolutely. Invitation is the door, the door skill set, because everything starts through invitation. All the 57 that we're here, we all been invited, all of it, 100%. So I want you to think about this, and truly, honestly, how many things Zinzino have given you already? Maybe you're brand new, but maybe you have given you new connections. Maybe you have given you already new knowledge, have given you new experience, or for somebody has a little bit more of the experience into the company, has have either financial success or is experience has success with the products, or you been able to help somebody with the product to like either a customer or recommendation or something. Imagine, because you are so afraid, you take away the chance for somebody to make a decision to up better the life. So I'm thinking, I say this, I'm not saying this, I'm thinking, imagine Marco, he didn't invite me. Like, he would take a huge opportunity for me. If he didn't invite me, he will not just imagine, like, he couldn't say perfectly, oh, Javier, he already tried this. He's not being successful in 2 companies. Why he need to be coming to check out this company? Oh, maybe he because he didn't have success in the previous company. Maybe he's not hungry, or maybe he's following the aviation career. Maybe he's another thing he wants to do. So if he has actually had that thought, not just about the financial part, but when it comes to my fiance, I met her through this business. The experience I had it through this business. The knowledge, the person I become it because this business, it has introduced me a lot into personal development. So when we are not inviting, and I'm talking this because I want you to start thinking the psychology part of invitation. When you are not inviting, you're taking away a chance of somebody else to upgrade their life. So when you're inviting, don't do it for you, do it for them. So that's why the first thing comes with the list. When you write down the list, let's say, for example, I don't know, Pavo, is say like this, Pavo, Peltoniem. I don't know if I say
Paavo, right?
Pavo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say, can you open 1 second the mic? Or Laura Piri, can you open 1 second the mic?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi. So let's say, for example, think about one person. Let's say that I move to Finland right now, and I say, hey, who do you know who is in real estate?
Who is but
Mhm.
who what you said?
Who is in real estate? Can you think about one person?
I'm not sure. Who is realist?
Real
estate,
estate, kiinteistöalalla.
Realist. Yeah, sorry.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If I move there, I need a personal trainer. I can say, hey, do you know any personal trainers? Can you come with a name?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, doing these questions is going to open a lot of doors. But when it comes, for example, let's say you are brand new, and then I want you to think about one person that you want to present the business.
And what else? Who of this? Everybody of them.
No, but
Yes,
think
like
about
that.
one and say the name.
For example, Valtteri.
Patrick.
Valtteri.
Baltrick. It's so cool.
Valtteri.
It's like Walder, but Finnish version, Valtteri.
Yeah.
With V.
Valtrick.
Yeah.
Valtrick. Yeah, I don't know if I said it right, but I'm sorry if I
It's like
misspell their names. But let's say that why you want that person to join the business? Why do you think this business is for that person?
it's very good for him. He's so young and likes to build some business for him. And the work what he do now, it's so hard. So he likes to build some business.
Okay, so that's actually great. So for example, when we actually doing the list, say Badri, and say he's young, he wants to build businesses, he's hungry for success, and he's unhappy in his job. So now
I'm not sure. Not maybe so unhappy, but he knows that it's too hard to do that quite many years.
Many years. Okay, so now I have an invitation here. So actually now I'm not going to say, hey, look my business, look my product. I'm so cool. Look at this. No, I'm going to say to him, hey, Patrick, I thought about you because X, Y, and Z. Hey, because you know you are so hungry for success, you have this job, and we were talking about that you don't see yourself doing the job when you're 40, you're 50 years old. You're still in that position. Yes, no, okay. So the reason I'm calling you because I partnered up with a company that's expanding in Finland right now. And if you open for new opportunities, we need to talk. What it's about. You're gonna say yes, no, tell me more. Yes, book the meeting. No, perfect. Tell me more. Then we have verbal diarrhea. But we say a lot of things, we say nothing. What I recommend there, use the blame to somebody else. You know what? My partner is called Manu Ricola. He's incredible in this business. He's been able to have an amazing success in it. And then I talk about you to him, and he's very excited to meet you. And the reason that we want to have this meeting is to meet the three of us, to explain you what we do and see this can be something for you or not. So I'm not saying what I'm saying, I'm promoting him, but also what I say, you know, and see if this business is for you or not. So I give them the chance to say yes or no. I'm just saying, have a look. I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to put you against the wall and be like, join, you know. I'm just going to say, you know, you see it, great. You don't see it, great. And it's going to happen, what? 3 things. Yes, no, tell me more. So what happened if tell me more? It can be multiple things. You can actually go through, it's a publicly traded company. It works with it's a blood with a technology to lower inflammation. I have just saying like kind of fancy words just to say I use this kind of long to explain over the phone. But if we sit down and we have like 30-40 minutes, you will understand everything. So what I'm saying here is not going to take you long, and my goal is to explain you everything. And let's say you tell me, yeah, but I'm super busy, I cannot meet up, blah, blah, blah. You can do 2 things. Either take the candy away. Okay, maybe it's not for you. That, you know, you have no idea how many people come back to you and say, okay, can you tell me now? Or you actually say, okay, we have 2 ways. You can actually come to a presentation and the last chance look in a video. But before sending a video, say, if I send you the video, when you. So for example, I'm going to send a video. I say, hey, if I send you a video, when you're going to be able to watch it? Because I don't want to send a video and not have a report when they're going to watch it, because I become the knowing person. Have you seen it? Did you check it out? Have you seen all the information? What do you think about the video? No, it becomes so annoying, draws my energy, draws the energy of the other person. And the other person is like, I need to do that thing as well to my friends. Oof, that's not fun. So what I say there, if I send you the video, when you're going to watch it. So if you say, oh, watch it tonight. Okay, great. So I'm going to confirm here. So if you watch it tonight, tomorrow morning, can I call you and you have watched it for sure, right? What I have done, I reconfirm it. It's like, yeah, for sure. Okay, so what time is better for you that I call you on the phone? 2, like let's say at 10 or 11? At 10. Okay, great. So I reconfirm it again. So just to make sure, if I send you the video now, you will watch it tonight, and then tomorrow at 10, I can call you up and you tell me everything you have seen in the video, right? Yes. And then I can hang up. So it can be either or. My goal is not to convince anybody. My goal is that people see the product or the business. Our job is to put the product and the business in front of people's eyes. Their job is to make the decision. That's it. So we don't need to convince. We don't need to obligate anybody. We don't need to force anybody to join, because then you need to do the same thing to continue and to stay. So with invitation, I say calls, audios, text. The best thing is calling. Second best is audios. I will never text. And then also, when it comes to invitations, understand invitation is not a presentation. The key of invitation is to take it to a presentation. And there's also, I like scripts, but I hate a script as well. Why? Because it kills your personality. People like you, love you, and respect you for who you are. And that's what you need to be. You don't need to be this amazing Manu, amazing Oli, amazing Jairo, amazing leaders that you have, Petro, all these amazing leaders you have here. You need to be you. But you need to follow the guidance and where it works, where it doesn't work. And it doesn't work to explain everything. It doesn't work to say absolutely everything and trying to have all the information done over the phone. What it works is to bring it into a presentation. It makes sense?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Javier, question. Thank you for this brilliant answer again. How much do you have time? Do you still have a few minutes?
Yeah, I have 17 minutes.
Okay, fantastic. Because I told you this half an hour, but it has been so great that we are a little bit over time. But let's go further. When we spoke in Lanzarote, I think you had this very brilliant way of discussing about income levels for this your new partner or your restarting partner. Like maybe you can reveal that once more.
Yeah, for sure. So many times when we are saying why you do this business, many people say, oh, I want to help people. Okay, great. But I help them to achieve what? And it's like, I don't know. So our goal is understanding where the person is and where they want to go. That's the entire key of our business. So if let's say that we as I say, I'm sorry if I mispronounce the names, but let's say I have here Haney. If I work with Haney, I need to know, where is she? What is her goals? What are her inspirations? Where does she want to go? So for example, when we get the onboarding process, I would say we have 4 goals. The first goal, I'm going to talk in a little bit, is the fastest start process is some extra income that you're going to have by doing the basics steps that we're going to do it together. But the first three things I'm more interested about is how much you need in order to cover your expenses. Like, I'm not talking about traveling. I'm not talking about luxury things. I'm not talking about anything like this. I'm saying right now, covering basic expenses. You pay your mortgage or your rent, whatever it is. you pay your car loan if you have a loan, you pay, maybe you have a debt and you pay that debt. And it's important to say this wording because a lot of people, they have these things. And you pay your weekly groceries. I want to check all your expenses on a monthly basis. Now you have it. Great. How much it is? And then I want to ask them as well, how would you feel if now we can cover that with Zinzino? How will you feel if you have 100% of your monthly job paycheck and you have this amount from Zinzino? Wow, that would be amazing. I will feel so released. So what happened here? We're not talking about huge ranks. We're not talking about huge money there, but we're actually solving the first problem, getting by. And that's super important. And then I actually show them in the compensation plan that it's possible. So the income goal that you say is maybe platinum, maybe, you know, maybe it's diamond, whatever it is. You know, some countries have to have higher rank or some are lower rank, but whatever. It's always it's actually all of them that are in the compensation plan. So whatever rank it is, you actually show them. And I say, I'm not going to go too much in depth of what it is, but you're going to see one thing. When you see people hearing that name, or when we recognize somebody with that name, it means it hit that level. So now they're covering the basics. Now, when they see a platinum or maybe executive or maybe a they go, wow, you know, they're relaxed. They're no, I'm not talking about financial freedom, but now we're talking about more stability, like financial stability. So second, I want to say, okay, what is your income plus your expenses? Income plus expenses equals door to freedom. Why? Because that's when you can start going full time. I'm not saying you should make the same money with Zinzino that you do in your job, because we're talking about financial freedom here. And then if not, you just change one job from the other. But now let's say exactly the same thing. You cover your expenses and now you have your fully paycheck for you. So let's say now combine income plus expenses, how much it is. And would you like to go full time? Would you be up, like if you get that time of money, would you quit your job? Yes, yes, okay, great, awesome. So this is the rank, maybe diamond, maybe director, whatever it is. But actually they can see it's possible. When eyes can see, hearts believe. So they can see it is possible because they have seen other people being able to achieve it. And then you ask, and the third question, what is freedom for you? Because freedom is very different for many people. So what freedom comes from, how much actually you can, unfortunately, I'd say money is not everything, for sure not, but right now, the world we live in, money is the way we actually can have better choices. Healthy food is more expensive than unhealthy food, yes or no? Better clothing is more expensive than worse clothing, yes or no? Better schools are more expensive than on like less better schools, yes or no? So unfortunately, I'm not saying it's good or bad, but that's the world we live in. So I cannot change that. So I only think I can control the things I change. I can change so I can contribute. So what I say here, okay, so how much you need in order to be free? When it comes to free now, you can maybe support a community or charity if that's what you want. Maybe it's traveling. Now you can travel 365 days a year. Maybe if it's taking like helping all your family, what is freedom for you? How much is freedom for you? And also they say a number, and I can show them in the compensation plan. So what I have done there, I have raised their belief of what is possible to achieve this with an emotional meaning with them. So now I can say, okay, but first, everything starts. That's why I go back to the fast start. And the fast start is such a genius process because through this first 120 days, I know you're brand new right now. And now is when you're going to make all the mistakes. You know, when you're going to feel so weird and so awkward doing the things. But then later it's going to become more and more normal. Think the first time you went to the gym, you were getting more sure or less sure than now if it's somebody's built. So anything that you are new at it, you're going to be bad at it. So that's why we have created a first 120 days with a very easy steps that you can accomplish by doing even a reasonable amount of activity. First goal is to get 4 customers. Second goal, getting 2 partners. Third goal, getting 4 new partners. Fourth goal, get 6 new partners. As you see here, we have 120 days to acquire 6 partners and 10 customers. Do you want to know how we can do it even faster? Yeah. Can you do 2 customers 1 week? Yeah. Can you do 1 partner every 2 weeks? Yeah. Okay. We can do the plan in 60 days. Are you up for the challenge? So now the 120 goals, we actually lower to 60 days. And then how are we going to do it? I go down to the list, write down the list, and I write it down with you. Write down what the names of these people they want to use. It's important for them, the product or the business. And then we start making calls. And then we make sure we're not leaving the onboarding process till we don't have at least 2 to 3 meetings booked with that person. That's the goal. The goal is that we need to leave the meeting, the onboarding process, because if not, we have just long conversations. We don't want to have just long conversations. We want to put in action because they understand the more action they do, the more they will learn, the more they will learn, the better it will come, the better they will come, the more successful we will have.
Fantastic. Do you, by the way, use those as you described your these income level things, what they mean to people? Do you use them when you discuss when somebody has not made a decision yet, like in the follow up or something?
It can be used for a closing, 100%. Say, okay, but I need to understand what is stopping that person for the closing. Let's say, what was the thing that excites you the most? Oh, I see the possibility of making money, whatever. And then I can go dig into where there are, where is the problems, and what is the solution they can look into Zinzino. So, for example, in that case, I can use it for somebody who is struggling at their job, or somebody who hates their job, or somebody who wants a change in their job. I can use that method. But for example, if somebody is very fulfilled in their job, and to close that, to close them, or I like to say to open it to the business, because you don't close it because that you close the door, you open it to the new world of Zinzino. Maybe with that, it's going to be a different approach. So it's important that we know the colors, that we need to talk in their color for the close, especially for the closing. And then and this can be a very good tool to use as well for closings, especially for red personalities.
Yeah, exactly. So time is running out. We have had an extremely good time, but I would like to hear from you now in the end. What's your big dream? You have accomplished a lot, but what do you want to achieve?
No, I say, at the end of the day, it's a step by step. We need to go step by step. We're learning, we're making mistakes. We go through the process. We develop, we grow. That's the most important thing. And then I say right now, I'm on a very blissful part of my journey in life when it comes to we just got engaged. We're gonna get married next year together with my fiance. We are actually looking what we're gonna do in the next years, because the idea is, many of you has been huge blessed with families, and then we also would like to build our own in the future and things like this. So that's actually one of the huge part. But when it comes, for example, into the business part, as I say, I really believe Zinzino is going to be the #1 company in the profession. It is, and I want that our business be like significant part of that success and that part of it. So at least we want to have 10% of what the company is providing. So that can be like when it comes to financial or by numbers will be one of the goals. So at least having 10% of the turnover of the company when it comes to like on a bigger vision and more bold in that sense.
10% of the turnover.
Yeah. Yeah, and then but it becomes personal, because that's, I think in the future that's not gonna. I was listening today an audio from Ed Milet when I was running the treadmill, and actually her daughter was going the same school as now it doesn't come with the name, the basketball player who died
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
I
Yeah.
That's a great podcast. I listened to
Yeah.
the same thing yesterday.
Okay, so funny.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I was listening to this, and it say, you know, if you have 1 week left, that things is not going to be the most important, but the most important is all the impact you have created in other people's life. So yeah, we have high goals when it comes to financial parts. I love money. I love financial part because I think it give you, as I said before, it give you better access to things. But the biggest driver is the impact that we can create on other people. And I think one of my biggest dreams and aspiration is to be somebody like Marco has been to me before, that can be that for multiple people, because sometimes we need somebody to believe more in us than we can believe on ourselves. So be that person for somebody when they need it, and actually create that ripple effect on people. That's actually a huge vision, a huge dream.
Thank you, Javier. I think these are the perfect closing words.
Gracias.
Team Finland says muchas gracias to you, and this was fantastic hour
Gracias,
to
Javier.
you.
Gracias.
Pleasure, a pleasure, and I love have seen all the people's faces here, and then I wish you all the success. You have a great mentor, you have great leaders next to you. I have to say, you know, for me, when I joined, one of the biggest inspiration was Manu. Actually, I love listening to the recording. It's like screaming and shouting so much. So you have great leaders up there. Listen what they do. Listen, do what they say as well, and take action. Take action. We should take over this momentum that we have as a company as a whole, because I think Finland, we have so much to accomplish, but also what we can develop all around the world. How many Finnish people have moved to different countries, and you can have multiple business by focus locally and expanding later globally, but other people has moved abroad. You can have business in Canada, in the US, in Spain, or everywhere in the world. So all depends with to you. So make a decision, pay the price, do the activity. Sometimes we don't feel like it. That's the days we need to do it more, and listen to these amazing superstars that you guys in the team, and being blessed to be with you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Hasta luego. All right. Kiitos Olli. Erinomaisesti järjestetty ja mulla on ainakin tässä niin pari sivua ihan täynnä muistiinpanoja, nyt ei oikein näy. Ihan fantastista. Aika rientää, me ollaan tuntisessa oltu, mutta mä käyn muutaman ajankohtaisen jutun läpi, koska nämä on aika sensitiivisiä, koska osa tapahtuu huomenna ja osa keskiviikkona, niin nämä on nyt pitää käydä läpi. Ja sitten tuosta Javierista vielä, niin toi tallennehan tulee kans, joten aion ainakin itse katsoa uudelleen, koska siinä oli niin paljon semmoisia tosi hyviä juttuja. Tosi tärkeä asia, niin kuin tiedetään, niin ensimmäistä kertaa meidän uralla tai Zinzinossa, niin meillä on vuosikonferenssin liput myynnissä jo nyt 12 kuukautta ennen itse tapahtumaa, eli ensi lokakuussa Oslossa. Ja nyt kun ostaa lipun keskiviikkoiltaa mennessä, niin samalla tarjoaa 12 kuukauden stipendin intialaiselle lapselle koulunkäyntiin. Ja tämä julkaistiin tuolla Oslossa, aivan huippukova juttu. Ja samaan aikaan Zinzino täyttää ensi vuonna 20 vuotta, tulee olemaan tosi isot bileet. Ja sitten tietty tämä 1 000 000 asiakasteema tulee olemaan kanssa. 9-12 lokakuuta Oslon Kubessa. Ja nyt kun me hankitaan liput nyt jo, niin meillä on koko vuosi aikaa rummuttaa ihmisille. Lyhyt esitelmistä lähtien mä kehotan, että kannattaa puhua, mikä on meidän se iso missio 2025. Ja 300 € on lipuhinta. Ja sitten menee tosiaan 140 sinne intialaisen lapselle ja saa vuodeksi koulutuksen sillä. Ja tämä on tosiaan keskiviikkoiltaan saakka. Huikea setti. Ja nyt taas se halvin hinta. Tämä nousee 350 marraskuun alussa. Eli tuossa säästää sitten vielä. Back office kaupasta saa noin liput.
Ei vaan itse asiassa torstai-aamuna nousee 350.
Onko näin?
Joo, kehtoo yönä.
Ei kun niin, anteeksi, joo, siis joo, sori, kyllä. No niin, mä just alkuun sanoin ja sit sanoin väärin. Joo, eli tosiaan siis nyt keskiviikko saakka, eli torstaina nousee hinta. Sitten on asiakaskamppis kuun loppuun saakka, lokakuun loppuun saakka. Eli kun asiakkaat tilaa Collagen Boost tai Premier Kitin tai Prepaid Kitin, niin ne saa kaupan tekijäisen kyytiin. Eli naamion, nämä Hansa ID, Black Alchemist tai Fiber, siitä kuitunaamio tai sitten Foam Softener. Tässä kampiksessa luki tai, eli mulla ei ole mitään tietoa, miten ne määräytyy, että kuka saa mitäkin. Mutta asiakaskamppis, noissa on hyvä arvo noissa lahjoissa. Mutta tämä on koko kuun ajan, eli tämä kannattaa ehdottomasti ottaa osaa. 200% ECB, anteeksi, lukee syyskuulle, eli marraskuulle, kun lokakuussa tehdään. Eli 2 tapaa, vaihtoehto A, 6 action-pistettä, partneria, asiakkaiden startkiteistä, Ultimate Kitistä tulee jo 6, tai sitten vaihtoehto B on tilata lokakuun aikana 6 pakettia kollageenia 330, ja sitten tulee 25 kredittiä vielä. Eli tämän saa pikkasen edullisemmin. Tästä pystyy tekemään hyvää jo kauppaa asiakkaiden kanssakin. Tämä on ehdottomasti target kaikille marraskuulle, kun meillä on Black Friday tai Black Week. Meillä tulee olemaan ennätysvolyymi taas, niin saadaan ennätysprovikka myös. Siksi tuo ECB kannattaa ehdottomasti ottaa. Sitten tämä Collagen Boost somehaaste voi voittaa Director-matkan Taimaan ensi vuoden keväälle. Ja tuossa on ohjeet, eli somekamppis. Seuraat Zinzinoa, tee Reels-video ja sitten noit ennen jälkeen kuvia kollageenin käytön jälkeen. Ja 20 parasta saa lisäksi vielä kollageenituotteita. Ja tämäkin kamppisaika, tämä on marraskuun loppuun saakka. Ja tässä on aika hyvin tuollaisia ajatuksia ja ideoita, mistä voi tuonne someen sitten sisältöä pistää. Päivittäinen rutiini ennen jälkeen kuvat, resepti, inspiraatio, iho, suoristo, terveysvinkit, self-care sunnuntait. Nämä löytyy tuolta firman sivuilta. Sitten meillä alkaa nyt syksyn tämmöiset terveysinfot, eli me tullaan keskittyä näihin joka toinen tiistai näissä tuoteesittelyissä tiettyihin teemoihin, ainakin tämän syksyn ajan. Huomenna Maima Kinnunen, ihana iho, 2 viikon päästä tiistai, selätä aivosumu, jaksa paremmin, Heli Nyman, 4 viikon päästä suolistosi puhuu, kuunteletko, Ailapio, ja sitten marraskuun lopulla, miten hyödynnät testejä ravitsemuksen tukena, aktiiviliikkuja, Olli Mustonen. Ja eli samat tuoteesittelyt, kun meillä nyt on joka toisen viikon välein, mutta nyt on selkeä teema, ehkä helpompi kutsua tietynlaisia ihmisiä sinne, ja muuten kaikki tiedot ihan samanlaista. Mutta taas superhyvä, ja huomenna tosiaan Maima, ihana iho, esittely. Ja näissä käydään kumminkin lyhyesti myös sit kaikissa, vähintään lyhyesti koko balance-konsepti ja näin, mutta sitten keskitytään tiettyihin tuotteisiin. Eli vuosikonferenssi taputeltu, seuraavaksi Super Saturday 2. marraskuuta, 3 viikon päästä nyt Lahdessa. Eli sinne nyt silmät, ja sitten sen jälkeen eventtiin ja pikkujoulueventtiin. Eli meillä on tuossa hyvä tämmöinen muutaman viikon pätkä per iso koulutus. Ja sitten nyt on klousattu toi kick-offin päivä 8. helmikuuta 2025. Muitakin eventtejä ensi vuodelle on jo sovittu, mutta niissä ei ole ihan 100% päivät vielä varmoina, niin ei ole pystytty laittamaan tähän, mutta ainakin kick-offin saa kalenteriin ja alkaa hoitaa elämänsä silleen, että tuonne pääsee. Ja sitten toki muistutaan sitä, että että kaikilla kannattaa nyt rummuttaa se ensi vuoden vuosikonferenssi, että siihen ei ainakaan tule mitään kissaristiä siitä töitä tai jotain muuta päälle, vaan nyt meillä oikeasti aikaa hankkia se aika ja raha kaikille ihmisille ja viedä sinne ihan käsittämätön porukkamäärä sinne Osloon, koska nyt mä sanoisin, että jokaisen kannattaa rakentaa semmoinen 12 kuukauden villivisio. Sä voit 12 kuukauden aikana saada paljon enemmän tehtyä, mitä koko Zinzinon urassa aikana. Ja mä olen niin kuin, koska tämä vauhti kiihtyy vaan koko ajan enemmän. Nyt tälläkin hetkellä niin joka päivä ottaa muuhunkin yhteyttä vanhoja partnereja ja ihmisiä, jotka ei koskaan Zinzinossa ollutkaan. Että jotain tällaista kollektiivista on tapahtumassa nyt ja ehkä olet huomannut sen, että on tosi mielenkiintoista aikaa eletään. Nyt kun me hyödynnetään tätä kaikki, niin meillä voi vuoden päästä olla 10 tai 100 kertaa isompi liiketoiminta kuin tällä hetkellä. Ja tulee olemaan ihan mielettömän upeata. Tulee olemaan mahtava syksy kanssa. Mutta hei, kiitos paljon mun puolestani. Iso kiitos Ollille, kun olet järkännyt taas ihan loistavan illan tähän vähän niin kuin spesiaalimpaa. Niin Ollille isot aplodit. Kiitos kun olit linjoilla ja ei muuta kuin lähdetään rakentamaan uutta mahtavaa viikkoa ja sitä kautta lokakuuta ja koko syksyä. Kiitos paljon mun puolestani. Moikka moi.
Moro moro.
Moro.